What's up, boys and girls? Christopher Rausch here, your no excuses coach. Hello. This feels weird. I normally do my raw and unscripted intro and have a few seconds to kind of prepare, but I'm just coming to you guys live. So for those of you guys joining in, whether you're watching live or on the replay, thank you for being here. This is a special announcement. I believe in congruency. I believe in being transparent. One of the things I admire about myself as a coach is I'm a very vulnerable person, and sometimes we have to get more vulnerable with ourselves. And I believe that there's an opportunity here for me to set the example for many of you who might be struggling with something that you want to forget, you want to get rid of, you want to quit. And so, I look at my life as a way of being an example. Like when you think about the fact that I was homeless for so many years and I was a seventh grade dropout and I had so many challenges in my life, I never told people about that. I never was honest about that because I was embarrassed and I didn't want people to think that I was weak or I was anything else. So I would make up things about my life. And ultimately, when I got comfortable being uncomfortable, when I got comfortable saying, hey, I was a homeless guy, I dug through trash cans to get cans and newspapers. I lived in a car with 18 cats and 2 dogs. When I went through a lot of shit, I found out that I gained a lot of respect from people because I was transparent, because I was authentic. And so many times we hide the things that we're dealing with and we want to appear strong and everything else. So I decided to do this special live broadcast to share something with you guys that I've been going through throughout my life. And over the weekend, I just kind of made a determination that it's time for me to quit something. And I thought, you know what better way to quit than to actually come out and tell people what it is that I've been dealing with and some of the challenges I've had, because I know so many of you sit there and say, wow, Chris, you've always got it together. You're always so happy and you're always so positive and you're always so energetic and you're always so this. And people make it seem out like my life is perfect. They make it seem like I have no excuses and that I do everything perfectly. And I'm not, I'm the first to say that I have challenges. I have dark thoughts. I have moments of depression and anxiety. I wake up in negative moods sometimes. So I'm not perfect. But the thing that I have that I can share with you guys is I have the tools and the resources to be able to switch my state and switch the things I'm focusing on pretty quickly in order to get different results. So it's not that I'm perfect. It's not that those problems don't happen anymore. It's just that I have the ways and the tools to be able to change those things. And that's why I became a coach many years ago. I was just interviewed recently and somebody said, why did you become a coach? And I said, because I quickly realized that because of all the stuff that I went through, I was able to help people because I had been there. I had done that. I had been in those dark places. I had tried to commit suicide twice. Unfortunately, I sucked at it. I have been in those situations where people have been dark. And so now if I go to those dark places, I have people and resources in my life like Lee and Mary Kay. Hi, good to see you guys. But there's still imperfections in my life. And, when I sit there and I think about what it is that I teach and the things that I put out there, for me, congruency, for me, authenticity is huge. And I know authenticity is sometimes a blown over word, but, to be really, truly authentic and be real with people, I think, and I know that if more of us were doing that, if more of us who were trying to put on the perfect life were real and honest to sit there and say, you know what, my relationship isn't always the greatest. We have problems. We've gone to marriage counseling. And I've been honest with you guys. People say, oh, you and your wife have such the perfect marriage. I'm like, no, we've actually been to marriage counseling 3 times. And sometimes we still have struggles, but that's life. We're all going to have those challenges. And if you have a perfect marriage, if you have a perfect life, then so be it. God bless you. That's great. But I think for many of us, we have those challenges. And the sooner we get real and honest with ourselves about our demons, about the things that we deal with and the struggle with, the sooner we can become that true best person that we think we should be. And that's one thing I talk about a lot on the podcast. And I talk a lot about my coaching and I ask my guests on the Raw and Unscripted show, how do we do our best? How do we do our best? What is our best? And I realized over the weekend, I'm not doing my best. And so I decided to come clean with myself. And I'm like, how can I do better? What is one area of my life that I can change to do better? And so I decided, for me, I have to put things in terms of a big goal. Like, what can I do to get myself excited about getting myself to that best level? And I think that's one thing that I really want to charge you guys with tonight is wherever you're at in your life, you have that opportunity to be better. You may be doing good, but you got to ask yourself, when was good enough? And so I decided, and I've kind of shared this before a little bit, but I'm making a proclamation tonight by going public and being honest with you guys, because you guys follow me, you guys are my friends and everything, is that I'm making a goal that I'm going to be 55 in February 26th of next year. So I'm going to be 55 next year. And I've decided that I'm going to be in the best shape of my life when I'm 55. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, fuck, it's November, December, January, February 26th. So you kind of got almost 5 months. I'm like, is 5 months really enough for me to get in the best shape of my life? Oh my God, we're having Halloween, we're having Thanksgiving, we're having Christmas, we're having New Year's. There's booze, there's food, there's sugar. There's, a lot of people put on weight over the holidays. It's no secret, but I'm like, oh shit, if I'm really going to meet that goal, if I'm really going to be 100% on point with being the best shape of my life when I'm 55, I need to make some different decisions now, and that may be diet, exercise, and other things. But I titled this thing, I'm quitting. And so I've decided that I'm quitting. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to tell you that in a second. But one of the things I wanted to share with you is the fact that how do we determine that what being in the best shape of our life? My wife's trying to text me right now. So I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but I have one of those biometric scales that kind of show you everything. So I'm going to put this on camera. I'll put a picture of it later, but this is my current stats, if you will. I'm not sure if you could tell me in the chat if you can see that. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'll share a few of them with you. So my current weight is 225.5 pounds. So I've gained 15 pounds in the last 2 months. My body water is 51.9%. My bone mass is 7.7 pounds. My BMI is 29.9. Ooh, BMI is 29.9. My muscle rate is 68.4%. My muscle mass is 154.3 pounds. My protein mass is 38.1 pounds. Oh, my body fat percentage, this was one I was going to share with you guys, is 28.2%. Now, for me, I usually hover around 23 to 25%. So 28.2%, I've definitely gained some body weight. So I'm sharing this with you guys because my metabolic age right now is 59. So, and my BMR is, I don't know what the fuck that number is, so it doesn't matter. But I wanted to share with you some of those numbers because in order to get in the best shape of our life, we have to metrics. We have to be able to measure it. If we can't measure it, how do we know it's going to actually be, how much are we going to be able to do that? So I'm going to do something before I tell you what it is I'm going to quit. So I'm going to take my shirt off, talk about being vulnerable. Because most of the time, like, I look good, right? Got muscles, yeah, big guns. But when you do this, let's see if I can do this without ripping I probably can't do that. So look at that. Look at that belly. Those, yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, a little flab right there. Still got the muscles a little bit, but look at that. So I wanted to show you guys on camera. So there it is, November 2nd, 2011. If I go like that, of course it looks good, but just being honest with you, there's the hoo-hoo. There's the hoo-hoo. Let me put my shirt back on. So I want to do that because we have to get real with ourselves. We definitely have to get real with ourselves. So what it is that I've decided to do is I've decided to quit drinking. And if those of you guys know me, you guys know I love to drink. And the reason why I've decided not to drink anymore is because I literally realized over the weekend as I was drinking, and I watched a couple of people that I know who have quit drinking that were talking about their journey with it, is that I'm literally drinking poison into my body. And when we sit there and make a proclamation that we want to live to be, old enough to see our kids have kids, and we want to do all that, and we don't want to have cancer, and we don't want to have regrets. You guys see my social media stuff, sweating. You see my social media stuff where I hashtag it no regrets. And so when you think about that, are you being congruent if you're sitting there literally pouring poison into your body? And so I made a couple of notes here just to make sure I remember everything. But over my life, I've never been an alcoholic, but I've been on the border of it. I've had my challenges with it. When I was in my 20s, I had friends of mine have an intervention with me and they're like, Chris, you drink too much. I'm like, no, you don't understand. And so, it's always been for me, it's the one thing that gets me to calm down. It's the one thing that kind of takes me from being to, ooh, this is what normal people feel like. And it's been the one thing in the past probably 10 years that's helped me with my pain management for the most part, because I have a few drinks and all of a sudden the pain starts to go away. But really, for me, it's about that congruency factor. It's about, okay, you want to be in the best shape of your life. You want to be here when your kid has kids, but are you really doing your best? And I want you to challenge yourself in your life. Are you doing your absolute best? When you say that you want to live a long life, when you say you don't want to have cancer, when you say you want to be around for whatever it might be, but then you're doing things to yourself and your body, and you're doing that to other people, are you really serving your best interest? And so that's when I decided, I'm like, you know what? I've quit drinking. It's not like I can't quit drinking, but usually when I quit drinking, I have an end date. Like, oh, I'm going to do this for 75 days. Oh, I'm going to do this for 3 months. And then I know at the end of the 3 months that I can drink again. So it's like kind of one of those things like, oh yeah, you just got to get through it. And it's not a big deal for me because I enjoy not drinking, but it's always been an issue with me to think, okay, when am I going to have my next drink? And that's kind of a concerning aspect of it. And I realize because I've embarrassed my wife sometimes, I've embarrassed my son sometimes, and I don't want to be remembered for that. You know, when I'm having a good time, I'm not a mean drunk or anything else. I just have a good time. I like to have fun. I get flirty. You know, there's a lot of different things that happen, but I'm not mean or anything like that. So don't worry about that. But I just realized that, you know, when you teeter throughout your life with something, maybe that's a sign that that's something that you should quit, like permanently. And so when you think about your life, if it's been food or if it's been cigarettes or if it's been sex or it's been whatever it might be, that it's a time to sit there and address that and sit there and say, you know, do I really want this to be a problem? Do I really want to be remembered for being that person? And if you guys heard me talk about what I've done throughout my life and talked about my eulogy, I thought, oh, back in 2008, I thought when I died, people were going to say, sorry, I've got a cold. You know, somebody was going to say, oh yeah, you're going to show up, like 10 or 15 people will show up to my funeral and they would say, oh yeah, Chris was this and that. They would bring Miller Genuine Draft and Jack Daniels and Bon Jovi records and all that shit. And they would say, oh yeah, Chris was this. And remember that time he got drunk and did that? You know, I don't want to be remembered for that. And even though now I'm in my 50s, I don't want even part of that to be remembered like, oh yeah, he was this and that. And oh yeah, he used to drink and have a good time. It's really about that specific purpose of what it is that I want to leave, that legacy. And I was just like thinking about it. I'm like drinking poison. Then I wake up the next day and I don't feel as good. And so ultimately I want to be the best son I can be, or have the best, you know, be the best dad I can possibly be the best husband I can possibly be the best coach and be the best inspiration for you guys. And that's why I'm coming clean with this, because most people wouldn't be able to do this. And so I know for me in my heart that I'm being prepared for something next. And I know that it's going to take me to be my absolute best. And I think God, source, universe is testing me to say, how bad do you really want it? And so sometimes we have to give up the things that we love the most in a way to be able to get that way. And so I figured, okay, I'm going to get in the best shape of my life and really be strict about that and say that I'm quitting drinking. You know, maybe someday I'll have a drink again. That's not a big deal, but I don't have that end date to focus on. It's going to be a fact of like, let's get in that best shape of our life and let's continue that momentum, because I know that what's on the other side of that is a lot more opportunity for me to impact the world and to make this world a better place. And I know as I eat more nutritiously, and I know that my back will feel better, I know a lot of things will be happening. Excuse me. My son got sick, so I got sick. I know I'll have more energy. I know I'll have more clarity. And I know I won't have any regrets. And so I just encourage you guys, when you think about this, we all have chapters in our life. We all have sections in our life. And sometimes you get to that point to say, when will I have had enough? When will I have had enough? Recently, I had a bit of a blood pressure scare, so I had to go to the hospital. And I was like, fuck, I'm always in tremendous shape and everything. And so I realized that maybe the drinking was contributing to that. Even though I hadn't been drinking during that time, I'm like, could that have been contributing to it? Could that be some sort of facet of it? Do I really want to chance that? Do I really want that to be a part of what happens in the future part of my life? It's like, no. Sometimes we have to really set that example for ourselves. You know, sometimes we give ourselves like, I'm going to have a cheat meal and I'm going to do that. Then the cheat meal turns into a cheat week. And then all of a sudden we put on 10 pounds and then we've gotten lazy and we've gotten that vicious cycle again. And I know for me, I do that yo-yo. I'll do 75 hard and I'll be perfect and I'll get all ripped up and I'll feel great. Then I'll be like, have a few drinks, have a few more drinks, eat some bad food, miss a few gym days. Oh yeah, might as well have a few more drinks, and then kind of get to where I'm at right now, where I've gained 15 pounds in the last 2 months. And I'm not happy with myself. I'm not happy with that. And so I figured me coming to you guys and sitting there saying, okay, Chris, the no excuses guy, is bearing it all in front of us, because we're all in this together. We all have something in our life that we could sit there and say, you know what? I'm done tolerating that with myself. Because again, going back to what I said before, ask yourself, when will I have had enough? When will I have had enough? Whether it's smoking, like if I get lung cancer, oh shit, I'm going to look back and go, fuck, I wish I hadn't smoked all those cigarettes. We got to put that frame of mind into ourselves right now, because life is going by so fast. And I've seen so many people losing their parents right now, losing loved ones. People are passing away at an alarming rate. And what they're doing is they look back on their life and they go, wow, if I'd only taken better care of myself, if I'd only drank more water, if I'd only, taken my vitamins, if I'd only eaten more cruciferous vegetables, if I'd only gotten better sleep, if I'd only been, this world doesn't want to be full of if onlys. So even for me, I'm like, as much as I don't drink a lot, but I drink often, it's like, no, let's stop that. Let's stop that insanity cycle, because for me to say, are you doing your best? I have to point that finger back to myself and say, Chris, are you doing your best? Are you doing your best? And I think that's what the real thing is coming out here to say, is the fact that all of us have to do our best. And I think that's super important, because when we get real and vulnerable, we realize that we're all more the same than we are different. Whether it's a shopping addiction, whether it's a video game addiction, whatever addiction you might have that you're avoiding the reality of your life. And I know for me, I have to go back to, okay, why do I drink? And I'll be honest with you, a lot of times I drink because it helps me suppress my feelings. It helps me suppress the things that agitate me. And so even in my own house. So sometimes I know that through this process, I have to get stronger about being more honest with my wife and say, okay, this bugs me and I'm tired of this bugging me and I need us to find a solution for this. So where I was have a couple of drinks, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't care about it. It's not that big of a deal. Now I have to face the reality of what it is that I need to deal with. And that's the challenging part for all of us, is that honesty standpoint of saying, okay, why am I running away from something? Or am I running away? Or am I running away from my own thoughts and my own feelings? Is there something there behind it? You know, you hear me talk about all the time, excuse me, shouldn't have done it when I had a sore throat. But I just wanted to do it right now. You know, what is it that we're running away from ourselves from? You know, trying to get that escape. When you live that full congruent life, when you live truly on purpose and you're excited for every day, it's pretty incredible what it is that we can do. And so I want that for you as much as I want that for myself. And so I'm going to challenge you guys. November 2nd, right now. This is November 2nd, right? I was going to do this yesterday, but I wasn't feeling very good. I challenge you to take a look at your life and take a look at whatever experiences you're having. If there's anything I can do to help you in your situation, whatever it is, I want you to reach out to me, because we're in this together. There's no charge for it. But I know as we all lift each other up and we lift ourselves up, perhaps the people in our lives will sit there and go, wow, look at Chris. I told somebody last night I was doing these. He goes, why? I told a friend of mine, I said, I'm going to quit drinking. He's like, for how long? And I said, for as long as I want. And he goes, why? And I'm like, that's a weird answer. So because I want to live long enough to see my kid have kids. I want to live long enough to not wind up in the hospital with cancer or have my liver, you know, cirrhosis or whatever it might be that might happen. And I want to take my life to the next level. I want to impact more people. I want to be more clear. I want to get more shit done. I want to have more energy, more vibrancy. I want to get in better physical shape. The list goes on and on and on. And so the sooner we stop avoiding what it is that we're avoiding, the better we can make this world. And my whole thing is that we make this world a better place for who we are and what we do. And if we can inspire other people who are challenged with their own demons and their own situations, then that's what our purpose and our intention is to do here. That's what our purpose and intention is to do here. I'm just going to acknowledge some beautiful people in the house. We got Mary Kay. What's up? She goes, you're amazing. You can do this. Oh yeah, I know. 100%. There's no doubt in my mind. It's the right time to do it. So thank you. We got Lee in the house giving me hands up. We got Mary Kay. Woohoo. Measure what matters 100%. So on my birthday, February 26th, I'm actually going to start training for a 50-mile bike ride. I've ridden 50 miles before, but I really haven't done it since I was probably in my early 40s. So I'm going to do that again. Lee says, nope. I'm not sure what that was for. Purple hearts. Renee's in the house. She says, love you, Christopher Rausch. You are amazing. We are here to love and support you during your journey, along your journey. Thank you, Renee. It's good to see you. Thank you. I hope so. Lee says, we've got your back, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're in this all together. Amanda Day is in the house. She says, yes. Amanda Day says, you can do it. Yes, I can do it. Robert says, nice. Thank you, Robert, for being here. Robert says it makes fat reduction much easier. Yeah, I know. Yeah, lately I've been having vodka and orange juice. And so I'm like, well, half of it's healthy, but not when you drink half a gallon of orange juice a weekend. It's, I don't know if that's very healthy, but yeah, that's really what I wanted to say. I mean, you know, it's about all of us, you know, being serious with ourselves, because time is limited. Time is so limited and time is going by so fast. I don't want to have any regrets, and I don't want you to have any regrets either. So this is just the raw and unscripted way for me to come out here and say, hey, this is my proclamation. This is my demon. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the journey goes. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next, because I know within my heart of hearts that my purpose is to be on bigger stages. My podcast is supposed to be out in more people's ears. I know that that's all supposed to happen, but I think this is my little test in life to sit there and say, Chris, how bad do you want it? You're at a good spot. You're at a successful spot. Most people would be very envious of where I'm at, but that's, again, we have to ask ourselves, when was good enough? When did good enough become acceptable? You know, why not be our best? Why not be our greatest? Because I think all of us here were charged with a list, if you will, depending on if you believe in God, source, universe, whatever it might be. I think we were all sent here with like a little what's that? The window sticker you buy in a car. Like, it comes with all these features. And I think when we were sent here, it was like this opportunity to say, okay, Christopher was supposed to change the world. He was supposed to change millions of lives. He was supposed to be a famous motivational speaker. He's supposed to write 10 books. He's supposed to do all these different things. And if you get to the end of your life and you meet God or whatever you believe in, and you realize you didn't do half of those things that you were really sent here to do, how miserable would that be? And you were all here to do that. You all have God-given gifts to be able to do that. It's just a matter of when you decide when and where it's supposed to happen. And that's, for me, it happened this weekend when I just decided, you know what, I'm not going to do it anymore. So there it is in the nutshell. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. That's about pretty much what I wanted to say, that just watch the journey. I'm going to do transparent posts and everything else and just kind of bring you along with me, but I'm not worried or concerned about it. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be amazing. And it's a new experience for me in my life to take it to that next level. And I want to take you guys on that next level too. So if you want to, feel free to private message me and let me know maybe something that you're ready to give up, and I'll help and support you in any way, shape, or form. No charge. I'm not doing this as a client retention thing or anything else. It's my way of giving back, because together in this journey, it's pretty incredible what it is that we can achieve. So I love and appreciate you guys. If there's anything I can do, let me know. And yeah, we'll just stick with it, but let's stay tuned and support each other, because the world is in a crazy spot right now, depending on who you talk to. I saw a guy standing on a street corner yesterday that says, life is short, the world is coming to an end, or something like that. It was something out of this weird movie. I was like, okay. And I don't believe that. I think we're going through challenges and opportunities, but it's up to us to be the voice of what it is we can do. And I just want you guys to be a part of that. So if you're not already, go join the Raw and Unscripted group here on Facebook. I know this will be on simulcast on Facebook and YouTube. Join the Raw and Unscripted group, because I'm putting more and more content in there. Join the YouTube page. It's youtube.com/Christopher Rausch. I'm going to be continuing to put content out there to raise our vibrations and taking the journey along with you. So let's do this together. I love you guys. I really do. I appreciate you. I appreciate the support. I feel the love, and I'm excited for this next journey in my life. So that is it. That is it. So take care of yourself. Take care of everybody else. And we will see you here next time on Christopher Rausch. Bye, guys. Cheers.